Chosen one, your spirit has already spoken before your mouth could catch up. There are things you've been consuming that no longer sit right in your soul, not because of a diet, but because of a deeper, divine disconnection. I am the Lord your God, and I am calling you back to alignment with what your body was always meant to carry. My glory, not the toxins of compromise. This is not about legalism or restriction, it's about authority. I have placed my spirit within you, and that temple cannot house what contaminates its assignment. You have felt the nausea, the discomfort, the sudden rejection of certain foods, not as coincidence, but as confirmation. Your spirit is revolting against what once was permissible because you are no longer who you were. You are rising, and your temple must rise with you. This isn't about food groups, it's about gateways. Every substance you allow into your body carries more than calories. It carries agreements, energies, and spiritual codes. When your spirit rejects a food, it's not rejecting the taste, it's rejecting the covenant behind it. I have been severing ties with what once fed your flesh but starved your soul. There are meals your ancestors ate in ignorance that you must now reject in wisdom. You are not them, you are a new thing, and your temple must reflect that newness at every level. I will make you sensitive to what you once tolerated, so that nothing impure remains. Do not be deceived by what the world normalizes. The world feeds on convenience, but my chosen ones are sustained by conviction. What is fast for others must be filtered for you. What satisfies their cravings must be checked against your calling. You cannot drink from their cups and walk in my consecration. This is why I'm making you sick to what once pleased you. It's not punishment, it's purification. You prayed for elevation, and I am answering through separation. Some of that separation is happening at the cellular level. Your taste buds are being rewired to prefer purity over pleasure. Chosen one, your food has become warfare. Every bite is either reinforcing your spiritual authority or weakening it. This is not about following dietary laws, it's about obeying the voice within that I've placed there. You've noticed the fatigue, the brain fog, the restlessness. These are not random. Your spirit is sounding the alarm. Your immune system isn't just fighting bacteria, it's fighting spiritual pollutants. Even the timing of your meals is being recalibrated because I am setting divine order back in your life. You've been feeding your body like a slave to the clock. Now you must nourish it like a steward of the throne. What others consume without consequence, you cannot. This is the price of being chosen. You have spiritual gates, your mouth, your stomach, your bloodstream, and I will not allow the enemy to infiltrate them any longer through what seems harmless. Your sensitivity is a signal of separation. Don't grieve what you can no longer enjoy. Rejoice that your discernment has risen. I am making you aware, awake, and aligned. There are foods that once numbed your discernment, and I am stripping them away so your spirit can remain alert. You've been wondering why you're suddenly repulsed by things you once loved. That's because love has shifted. You no longer crave comfort, you crave clarity. You no longer need stimulation, you need sanctification. I am removing the foods that dull your edge because I am sharpening you for battle. There's no room for compromise in this next move. You are becoming a vessel of precision, and your body must be a clear conduit, not a contaminated one. This isn't just nutrition, it's consecration. I am your provider, and I will show you what to eat. I will teach your hands to prepare meals with reverence, not just routine. I will reveal what is for you and what is not based on trends, but based on truth. When you eat what I command, healing will flow, energy will return, revelation will increase. Your body will become a home for my spirit, not just a container for your ambitions. The cravings that once mastered you will bow to the spirit within you. You will eat with intention, live with clarity, and move with power. You are not crazy, you are called, you are not picky, you are prophetic. I am the one waking you up in the middle of the night, not your hunger. I am the one stirring your stomach after meals, not your allergies. I am sanctifying your body for what I'm about to pour into your life. This is not about rules, it's about readiness. I am preparing your body to carry glory, and if the vessel isn't clean, the oil won't stay. Let me purge your plate. Let me anoint your appetite. Because what you eat next determines what you carry next. Chosen one, Listen to me. You are not being dramatic. You are being awakened. Every time you push away what your body once craved, it's a signal that your spiritual DNA has shifted. I'm doing something deeper than health. I'm aligning your biology with your calling. What you eat is no longer neutral, because your life is no longer normal. You carry assignments that demand clarity, strength, and spiritual fire. And some foods, though legal, are lethal to your anointing. You've been praying for more power, and this is how it begins, by removing what dulls your discernment. This isn't about what tastes good. It's about what guards the glory. You've been frustrated by fatigue, discouraged by delay, and secretly wondering why your prayers feel foggy. Let me tell you, your answers aren't just in your prayer closet, they're on your plate. The food you've tolerated has tolerated you into stagnation. But now I am purging it. What's been tolerated too long becomes a toxin, and some of the toxins you're battling didn't come from your enemies. They came from your habits. I love you too much to let you poison your own progress. That's why your appetite is changing even when your mind resists it. I'm reprogramming your cravings because I'm releasing new assignments. There are foods that amplify your anxiety, meals that magnify your mood swings, substances that numb your spirit and cloud your connection with me. This isn't theory, it's truth. You felt it. You've eaten something and felt distant from me. You've consumed what culture says is normal, only to feel disoriented in your spirit afterward. That disconnection isn't random, it's rebellion manifesting in your body. But I am pulling you out. I am cutting the cords of food bondage that were passed down through bloodlines and normalized by brokenness. I am the Lord your God, and I will not let your future be buried under your fork. Some of what you're rejecting is ancestral. Generational eating habits wrapped in celebration, but hiding spiritual stagnation. I'm not just making you sensitive, I'm making you sovereign. You will rule over your appetite, not be ruled by it. I didn't choose you to be a slave to food addictions disguised as traditions. I chose you to break the cycle, to be the one who says, it stops with me. And yes, it will feel lonely. Yes, people will mock your decisions, but when your body begins to heal, when your clarity returns, when your dreams sharpen, then you'll understand why I pulled you away from what they called normal. Let's pause here for a moment. If this is speaking to you, give the video a quick like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And type 55 in the comments. It's your sign of covenant and divine alignment. Now, listen closely. Your digestive issues are not just physical, they're prophetic alerts. Your bloating, your discomfort, your sudden food aversions, these are all divine alarms. I am teaching you the language of your body. Your temple is talking, and it's saying, I cannot house compromise anymore. You are being calibrated for revelation. When your gut is inflamed, your spirit is muffled. But when your system is clear, my voice becomes thunder in your soul. I'm not just cleansing your stomach, I'm clearing your signal. You've tried to fix it with willpower, but this isn't about discipline, it's about design. I didn't call you to white-knuckle your way through temptation. I've placed my spirit in you to lead you in power. What I remove, I replace. What I strip away, I restore. As you say no to what grieves your body, I will say yes to what glorifies your purpose. I will send you foods that energize your mission. I will guide you to meals that heal your mind. I will even teach your hands to cook again, with joy, not shame. You will not fear your plate, you will bless it. Because I am sanctifying every bite. Don't confuse restriction with punishment. What I'm doing is protection. I'm not taking something from you. I'm restoring something to you. The energy you lost, the clarity you've been chasing, the strength you thought was gone. It's all coming back, not through striving, but through surrender. Surrender your fork. Surrender your cravings. Surrender the narrative that food is comfort. I am your comfort. I am your portion. And when you eat from my hand, you will never hunger again, not for the things of the flesh, but for the fullness of the Spirit. Chosen one, this goes beyond nutrition. It's about dominion. You were never called to merely survive. You were created to reign. And ruling begins with self-governance. If you can't control what goes into your mouth, how will you control what comes out of it? How will you speak with fire when your temple is full of fumes? You've noticed the sluggishness, the lack of focus, the spiritual dullness, and still tried to pray through it. But I'm telling you now, what you're feeding on is feeding the very thing that fights your fire. This is your call to mastery, not over others, but over your own vessel. You're not battling food, you're battling submission. I've asked for one thing and you've given excuses. It's just a treat. It's just a holiday. It's cultural. But I never called you to blend in with culture. I called you to overturn it. Even in the wilderness, I gave my people food from heaven, not food from Egypt. Why are you still reaching for what I already rescued you from? You've been eating bondage and calling it tradition. And now your spirit is throwing it up, not physically, but spiritually. I am cleansing your bloodline. I'm breaking soul ties with what your ancestors called a meal, but I call a muzzle. You don't need a nutritionist to confirm what your spirit already knows. I've been speaking through your gut, your sleep, your headaches, your cycles. The internal war you feel is not random. It's a tug of war between old dependencies and new deliverance. I'm inviting you to eat prophetically, to fast when I say fast, to feast on what strengthens, not just what soothes. This isn't about fear of food. It's about faith in me. Trust that I know what your body needs for what's coming next. Trust that I'm not just protecting your health, I'm preserving your destiny. You've tried every plan, but haven't made a plan with me. You've downloaded apps, counted macros, chased trends, but you haven't asked the Holy Spirit, what must I remove to remain in alignment? There are things that look innocent but carry spiritual sabotage. Even the timing of your meals matters. Some of you are missing divine visitations because you're stuffed when you should be surrendered. You've fallen asleep when I was ready to speak, not because you're lazy, but because your body is misaligned. But I am resetting you. I am restoring the rhythm of heaven in your biology. You are not meant to run on caffeine and cravings. You are designed to be fueled by clarity and calling. Every cell in your body is waiting to come into agreement with your spirit. You will not be ruled by chemicals, sugar highs, or emotional attachments. Your identity is not found in what you eat, but what you refuse to let master you. I did not anoint you for dependence. I anointed you for discipline. And this discipline is not cruel, it's compassionate. I'm leading you back to simplicity, not starvation. You won't be deprived, you'll be delivered. Chosen one, let me renew your taste. Let me make bitter things sweet and sweet things bitter, according to your assignment. When your appetite shifts, your access shifts. When you stop feeding the flesh, I start feeding your spirit with mysteries. You'll receive dreams again, prophetic downloads, physical energy that feels supernatural. Your body will rise in agreement with your spirit, and together they will carry the weight of your next level. There are mantles coming that require stamina, and your old diet cannot carry your new mantle. This is why the cravings intensified right before your breakthrough. It wasn't a lack of willpower. It was a last-ditch effort from the enemy to keep you tied to comfort. But I allowed the cravings so you could conquer them. I let the temptation rise so you'd learn to subdue it. You don't need to white-knuckle your way through this. You need to invite me into the kitchen. Your healing is not just physical, it's prophetic. What you eat will either awaken your gifts or anesthetize them. Guard your intake like you guard your anointing. You've made food an idol, a therapist, a reward. But I am your God, your healer, your rewarder. I will teach you to eat with reverence, not impulse. Your meals will become altars. Your hunger will become holy. And your body will become a sanctuary I can inhabit without grieving. Let go of guilt. Release the shame. I'm not judging your past habits. I'm redeeming your future habits. Walk with me. Eat with me. And watch how your body becomes a prophetic witness of what I'm doing in your spirit. Chosen one, I didn't just give you a soul, I gave you a body, and what I give, I hold accountable. Your spirit belongs to me, but so does your vessel. I knit you together with precision, not to be polluted by patterns of consumption that break your alignment with me. Every part of you matters, your mind, your gut, your blood, your energy levels. You can't separate the physical from the spiritual anymore, not at your level. You've outgrown convenience, you've outgrown indulgence, and now I'm calling you into consecration, down to the food on your plate and the liquids in your cup. Do not ignore how often your fatigue follows disobedience. You've eaten what I warned you about and then wondered why your mind couldn't focus. This is not a coincidence, it's consequence. Not because I'm punishing you, but because your spirit and body are no longer in agreement. You cannot pour oil into a vessel that's leaking through compromise. And that's what I'm healing now. The leaks, the places where your discipline cracked, the open doors you left for sluggishness and sadness to enter through sugar, processed lusts and emotional eating. I'm sealing those doors not by force but by revelation. I am showing you the foods that carry frequencies incompatible with your assignment. Yes, frequencies. Everything you consume is either raising or lowering the signal of your body. Some foods carry the imprint of death, slaughtered in fear, processed in greed, consumed in ignorance. And when you eat what carries death, your spirit dims. But I have life for you. Life in your bloodstream, life in your joints, life in your clarity. This is why I'm convicting you about the source, not just the substance. It's not just what's on the label, it's what's in the spirit of it. You're no longer permitted to eat mindlessly. There are new levels of discernment waiting to be unlocked, but they require purity at the cellular level. You've been sensing that I want to show you more, give you more, speak more, but your sensitivity has been dulled by what you've allowed on your tongue. This is why I'm sanctifying not just your words, but your taste. You'll know what to avoid by how quickly your spirit recoils. That discomfort you feel mid-meal, that's not indigestion, it's intercession. Your body is groaning for alignment, and when you heed that groan, revelation flows again like water. You've wondered why certain people feel draining, but I ask you now, what if your food is draining you before they even speak? What if your system is so taxed from rebellion on the plate that you don't have spiritual bandwidth for warfare? You are in a battle daily, and what you consume is either your armor or your weakness. I am refining your strategy. Not just your worship, not just your work ethic, but your wellness. Because the next season will require energy, and fatigue is no longer an option. Obedience is your new fuel source. That is how you will run and not grow weary. This is also why I'm removing emotional eating. You've comforted yourself with what numbed you. You've reached for food when you should have reached for me. But I am not angry. I'm inviting you higher. I'm removing the root of pain that made you believe food was your peace. I am Jehovah Shalom. I am the bread of life. And I will feed you in ways that don't leave you bloated and burdened. You don't need to sneak, hide, or justify. You need to surrender. And when you do, your appetite will shift, not by force, but by intimacy. You are not being punished. You're being purified. Your body is rejecting what your spirit has outgrown. Let the cravings fade. Let the guilt be lifted. You don't need to explain your dietary shift to anyone. It's between you and the one who's calling you to guard your temple. When you stop explaining, you start embodying. You will walk into rooms with clarity. You will pray without brain fog. You will sleep without disturbance. You will rise without regret. This is what I promised, a life of wholeness, not just holiness. And now you're stepping into it fully. This time you won't go back, not because of discipline, but because of revelation. You'll taste what you once enjoyed and feel the bitterness of disobedience. You'll sense what is clean and what is contaminated, because I've increased your discernment. Your plate is now prophetic. Your meals are now sacred. And your body is no longer a battleground, it's a dwelling place. Watch how your relationships shift. Watch how your prayers hit differently. Watch how your mood stabilizes. This is your reward for obeying in silence. Visible transformation and invisible power. Chosen one, now that your appetite is being recalibrated, your clarity is returning. The fog that made you question your purpose is lifting because the poison that clouded your temple is leaving. What felt like confusion was often just contamination. What seemed like oppression was your immune system crying out for purity. You cannot operate in revelation if your foundation is corrupted. And now, I am strengthening your foundation. Not with supplements, but with surrender. Not through fads, but through obedience. Because what I'm giving you next requires a vessel that won't collapse under glory. There is a direct connection between what you eat and what you hear from me. When you stop feeding your flesh, your spirit becomes louder. What once took you days of fasting to discern, you'll now perceive in minutes of stillness. Because your body is no longer at war with your purpose, it's in alignment. I didn't call you to walk around exhausted, inflamed, bloated, and distracted. That's not spiritual warfare, it's nutritional disobedience. But I'm healing you, even now. I'm restoring order in your gut, stability in your hormones, and clarity in your brain. And with it, I'm releasing a fresh wind of strategy. The next assignment on your life involves leadership, visibility, endurance, and what you feed on in secret will either sustain you in public or expose you in pressure. This is why I'm correcting your consumption now, because later will be too late. What seems small today will be the reason you either rise with ease or fall from fatigue. I know the future I've planned for you, and I'm preparing your body to carry it without breaking. You asked for more influence, more impact, more power, but your system must be strong enough to hold the answers I want to send through you. You are stepping into a lifestyle of spiritual awareness so deep that even your grocery list will become a prophetic map. I will tell you what to pick up and what to put down. I will guide your hand away from ingredients that look harmless but grieve your spirit. And you will no longer need to Google answers. I will speak as you shop. You'll feel a stillness over what's permitted and a heaviness over what must go. I will train your discernment until your refrigerator becomes an altar. This is the kind of intimacy I offer, one where even your kitchen becomes holy ground. The people around you won't understand it. They'll call it extreme. They'll mock the way you say no to what they consume without thought. But you are not them. You are mine. And when you belong to me, your life becomes a living sacrifice, not just your Sundays, not just your worship, but your every bite. And while they feed their flesh, you'll be feeding nations. While they crave comfort, you'll be carrying the kingdom. This separation is necessary. This distinction is divine. You don't need their approval when you already carry my anointing. You will begin to notice miracles in your body. Pains lifting, inflammation disappearing, cycles regulating, mind clearing. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. I am honoring your obedience with healing. I am responding to your yes with restoration. Where the world needs medication, you'll walk in revelation. Where others need caffeine to function, you'll operate on spirit-powered energy. You are being transformed, not just in thought, but in structure. I am rebuilding you with my hands, cell by cell, habit by habit, pattern by pattern. And I say this clearly. If you go back to what I pulled you from, it won't taste the same. It won't feel the same. You'll feel grief mid-bite, not because you're weak, but because you're wise now. I've upgraded your discernment, and your body will now testify against disobedience. That's not guilt, that's growth. Don't fight it. Don't rationalize it. Follow it, because your body is echoing your spirit now. It's no longer willing to house the things you prayed to be delivered from. You don't need permission to eat righteously. You don't need a platform to testify of healing. Your life will speak. Your skin will speak. Your energy will speak. Your peace will speak. And when people ask, "What are you doing differently?" you'll say, "I started listening to God about what I eat." That answer will unlock healing for them too. Because this isn't just about your health. It's about your ministry. And it begins on your plate. Chosen one, you are being trained to steward a higher frequency. That means anything that lowers your vibration must be removed, even if it comes wrapped in tradition or pleasure. There are ingredients, preservatives, and substances that carry agreements with chaos, and I am severing those contracts from your bloodstream. This is not paranoia, it's purification. You have assignments that require a clear channel. Your mind must be sharp, your emotions stable, your body agile. This is not about vanity, it's about victory. You will not be weighed down by what others celebrate. You will be set apart, even in what you digest. You cannot afford the same indulgences others can. Why? Because they are not carrying what you are. Their tolerance is not your standard. Their diet is not your covenant. You are walking in power, and that power must be supported by purity. Every food has an energy. Every substance has a story. And when you consume them without discernment, you participate in their narratives. I am calling you to eat with intercession, drink with reverence, and nourish yourself with intention. You are a living altar, and I am guarding what burns on your fire. There are places I'm taking you that demand more than charisma. They demand stamina, and what you consume today will either sustain your fire or suffocate it when pressure rises. I am calling you to preventative obedience. Not because you're sick, but because you're sacred. I'm preparing you for assignments that require divine strength, not just spiritual strength, but physical readiness. You will walk into atmospheres with such clarity, such alertness, such conviction, that demons will scatter before you even speak. That requires a clean vessel. That requires obedience at the table. You've tried shortcuts, patches, and trendy plans. But this isn't a diet. This is divine design. You're not doing this for image. You're doing this for impact. You're not motivated by shame, you're motivated by purpose. This is why it hasn't worked before, because the motivation wasn't eternal. But now, I'm anchoring your obedience in identity. You are chosen, you are consecrated. And the same way I've told you who to disconnect from relationally, I'm now telling you what to disconnect from nutritionally. Because this next level demands consistency, without compromise. Do not be afraid to throw it away. The snacks, the drinks, the late-night habits. You're not wasting money, you're waging war. Every discarded item is a declaration. My body is holy. Every refusal is warfare. Every meal prepared in obedience is prophecy in motion. You are literally reversing curses with your grocery choices. That sugar addiction you thought was just normal was never normal. It was generational, and now it ends with you. I'm not asking you to manage the craving. I'm giving you power to conquer it. You will begin to crave what heals you, crave what sharpens you, crave what sustains your spiritual sight. I will even adjust your palate supernaturally. Foods you once hated will become sweet. Foods that used to addict you will lose their grip. Because this isn't willpower, it's spiritual surgery. I'm rewriting your appetite from the inside out. You won't need to force yourself to comply. You'll genuinely desire the things that honor your temple. That is my promise to the obedient. A new appetite and the strength to sustain it. And when others try to tempt you back into old patterns, you will feel it immediately. The fog, the dullness, the anxiety. And instead of shame, you'll feel authority. You'll say, "That's not for me anymore." And you'll mean it. This is deliverance disguised as lifestyle change. This is sanctification through simple choices. Don't let the world tell you it's extreme. What's truly extreme is ignoring divine instructions and calling it grace. I've graced you to obey. That's your edge. That's your weapon. That's your way out. This is more than transformation. It's transfiguration. I am making your body a dwelling place of clarity, not chaos. You will walk in rooms and shift the energy without a word. You will fast not from pressure, but from hunger for me. You will eat not from compulsion, but from covenant. And your health will become a testimony, a living, breathing, moving altar that declares, "This vessel belongs to God." And that declaration will carry power, healing, and deliverance for all who witness it. Chosen one, this final shift will feel like separation, because that's exactly what it is. I'm separating you from what numbs you, from what slows you down, from what blinds your vision and silences your discernment. The line is being drawn in your life between what's acceptable and what's anointed. You can't consume what's cursed and still expect to walk in blessing. I'm not trying to restrict your life. I'm resurrecting it, resurrecting your energy, resurrecting your glow, resurrecting your sharpness, your presence, your divine edge. This is a return to Eden, not to eat in rebellion, but to eat in revelation. Your daily choices will now become daily declarations. Each meal you prepare, each bite you take, will carry the sound of, "I agree with God." That agreement will reverberate through your body and into your destiny. This is why certain cravings have started to feel like warfare, because they are. Every time you say no to what your body once depended on, you're not losing comfort, you're gaining dominion. Your temple is becoming a territory, and every inch of it must now be claimed for the kingdom. From your blood sugar to your neural pathways, I'm restoring holy order. I am assigning angels to help you in this. You won't be walking alone through the changes. Supernatural discipline is rising within you. Clarity will guide your steps. And when temptation comes, conviction will stand taller. You'll feel the presence of heaven even in your kitchen. You'll sense my pleasure when you eat what honors your calling. You'll taste peace. You'll chew on obedience. You'll swallow strength. This is not just health. This is holy habit, a rhythm of reverence that will overflow into every other area of your life. Do not be afraid to say, "I don't eat that anymore." Say it without shame. Say it without apology. That simple sentence will become a sword that cuts ties with the enemy's plan to keep you bound through your belly. You are not being rude, you're being righteous. You're not being picky, you're being prophetic. And the ones who mock your conviction will one day ask for your wisdom, because when their strength fails, yours will remain. When their bodies break down, yours will rise with resilience. Not from pride, but from obedience. Let's lock this in. Hit the like button if this message is real for you. Subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming next. And type 55 in the comments. It's the number of covenant and divine alignment. This next phase of your calling will require nothing toxic. Not in your food, not in your friendships, not in your thoughts. I'm purging everything that doesn't match your next level. You've asked for acceleration, but that means your vessel must be aerodynamic. I'm removing the weight, the extra, the addictions disguised as routines. What others call just food, you now see as open doors. And I will teach you to shut every one that leads back to slavery. The best part is this: you will enjoy it, not just endure it. Your obedience will unlock joy again in your body. Your meals will no longer be a source of guilt. They will be gateways to gratitude. The headaches will lift. The crashes will disappear. Your sleep will return. Your mood will stabilize. Because I'm not just transforming your choices, I'm transforming your chemistry. Your cells are coming alive again. Your spirit is regaining its throne. You will taste and see that I am good, in your health, in your habits, and in your home. You will begin to see food as sacred exchange. What you consume becomes part of you. So I am raising your reverence. You will feel a holy pause before you eat. A silence, a check, a whisper. That's me. I'll speak before you taste. I'll confirm before you swallow. Because nothing is neutral anymore. Not in this season. You are eating for clarity, for warfare, for stamina, for destiny. And the foods that once comforted your wounds will be replaced by foods that confirm your healing. And when you look back months from now, at old photos, old habits, old cravings, you will not feel shame. You will feel awe at how far I've brought you, awe at the strength you didn't know you had, awe at the glow in your skin and the sharpness in your vision, and you'll say, only God could have done this. Not a diet, not a trend, not a program, but divine obedience, and that obedience will shine in every room you enter, because your body will speak the same message your mouth does. This vessel belongs to glory. Chosen one, hear me now. Your body is no longer a battleground. It is a beacon, a vessel of light, a carrier of clarity. What once weakened you now awakens you. What once seduced your appetite now stirs your awareness. You are not under the dominion of taste, you are under the dominion of truth. And truth is this: you are made in my image, and your body is the frame of my fire. You are not fragile, you are fortified. And from this day forward, you will no longer compromise what I've called you to consecrate. You will walk into rooms with new presence. Before you speak, your health will prophesy. Before you minister, your glow will witness. Before you pray, your posture will testify. I have made you into a visible sign of divine alignment, and every meal you eat in obedience becomes a seed of stamina for what's coming. You are no longer a victim of culture's patterns. You are a guardian of heaven's blueprint. You will not blend in with the compromised. You will stand out with the consecrated. Your temple is mine, and I will fill it with power, peace, and divine performance. When others run to the next trend, you will return to my truth. When others chase comfort, you will remain rooted in covenant. And the difference will be undeniable. Your life will become a contrast of clarity in the midst of confusion, of strength in the midst of weariness. You were never made to walk like everyone else. You were made to move in divine rhythm. And now that rhythm has returned, every step you take will be lighter. Every task you do will carry more weight, because the toxins are gone and the oil can finally flow. This is your new normal. This is your divine design. I have called you to guard the temple because I intend to fill it. I have asked for obedience because I am ready to release overflow. I have drawn the line because I'm about to open the heavens. And your yes, though silent, is shaking realms. Stay the course. Don't go back. Don't second guess. And don't let anyone make you feel strange for doing what heaven has mandated. You are ahead of your time. You are walking in the future, and your body is the first proof that the glory has come.